All right, what's going on, hustlers? Welcome back into the channel. Today we are going to be diving into one of the most anticipated mobile crypto games that has probably ever come into the NFT gaming space. We have been waiting a long time to get our hands on the mobile game, which is Guild of Guardians, the mobile RPG, which has over 200,000 players on the wait list. And if you take a look at the stats, seemingly the beta test that they sent out, it is a private beta. They did a selection process through applications. I was able to get my hands on the demo. As we see here, 5.4 million enemies defeated since launch, 93,000 ultimate abilities, and 55,000 dungeons crawled. And I would definitely count the gameplay right now to be similar to a dungeon crawler, where you battle through dungeons, try to get that elixir to level up your characters, get more power-ups, etc. And as we see here, Guild of Guardians, backed by Immutable. It is on Immutable X, backed by Blockchain Game Alliance, Ubisoft, NRG, and NRG Esports is absolutely massive, Guild Games, and more. So let's go ahead and just dive quickly into the gameplay, because I think this is the one thing I do want to cover in this video. I've talked about Guild of Guardians to extents in previous videos, and I'll link that video down below if you want a little more overview on Guild of Guardians, the team behind Guild of Guardians, developed by Stepico and published by Immutable. So let's just dive right into the gameplay, and immediately you'll be able to tell the app is built out very well. You select your dungeon, you select your squads, and you are able to hop in, and I believe I add a character here to be able to slay the dungeon appropriately. But here's a couple of things that I noticed right off the bat. Very smooth UI, so the user interface is very easy to go back and forth, change characters, figure out how to get to the power, like your squad, level up your characters, use your elixir, and go ahead and choose your guardians and load into a dungeon. Number two, the onboarding process was so smooth. And when I say that, all you do is you create an account, username, password. They send you a code out to your email, and you enter that code. Boom, you're verified, and you are into the game. You don't even feel on the app that it's an NFT game. Like, you don't feel that as far as, oh, you have to log into a wallet, or you need to be connected to this blockchain, or you know, you don't have NFT assets. There's not a word of NFTs inside the app, inside the game, and the onboarding process is username and an email address, and they send you a code, you put in the code, and you load right in. So that was another strong point, because we're pushing for adoption here, and we want games that are very easy to hop in. So as we see here, the game's very well built out. The attack button's on the bottom right. The joystick is on the bottom left to move around. There's the jump button right here behind my camera, as well as the power up button. So there's ultimate attacks here, and each character can use different ultimate attacks. And I've really enjoyed going through this game, slaying dungeons, and I can totally see where the play to earn aspect's going to come in as you upgrade your characters, which could be NFTs. You get the elixirs, you go through the dungeons and the progressions. So very easy to see the play to earn integrations that will be built into Guild of Guardians. But more so regarding the gameplay, I really enjoyed it. This video is not going to be too long. It's going to go through a couple of dungeons here. But as we see here, the waves of enemies keep spawning in. You go through with your squad of guardians. As you see, I have my 4 guardians, and you can actually switch between guardians as well. So if I wanted to use this character, I could click this character, and it actually switches me over to that character. I actually found this character to be my favorite to use. I felt like his power up and his abilities for striking attacks was actually the most powerful. So I have been using this character for the most part, but I really love the mobility aspect. You can kind of jump around, dodge attacks, and you can actually combat attacks with your enemies. If the enemy is trying to stab you, or enemies trying to hit you, you can actually combat those attacks with your attack and defend yourself as well. So there's a lot of different gameplay elements in which I really did like. And when you're talking about a mobile game, now the comments in NFT games always go crazy, because they're like, oh, this game's not AAA. This game is not something that is going to get mass adoption. But pump the brakes. Let's really think about it here. Mobile games make up over 50% of the marketplace at this current time. Mobile games are the most popular games in the world right? I mean, so many players, not everyone has an Xbox One X. Not everyone has a PlayStation 5 or a gaming PC to the capability to play AAA titles. But a lot of people or their families have these cell phones or iPads, laptops that can run very generic games, Android devices. So when you look at that, the model of a mobile game, I actually think could be the path to adoption with an easy onboarding process such as Guild of Guardians, the dungeon crawler mobile RPG. As you see here, me and the squad rolling through enemies, using our attacks, taking out every enemy that spawns on us, just absolutely putting work. You see 2 more enemies and a boss spawns in. So there's boss drops every few pathways, I would determine it, or every few obstacles, there is a boss that comes into play. So as you see here, this guy has a little more health than the average character, but the team's over here taking him down, putting in work, making sure that we progress through the dungeon and get that XP, get that elixir to be able to level up and progress our guardians through the game. So overall, I really liked the game. I cannot lie. When you're talking about different games, you can't compare Guild of Guardians to Illuvium. You can't compare Illuvium to Shrapnel, like a first-person shooter. They're just not the same. They are just not the same, and the expectations have to be tinkered and tweaked, right? But for a mobile game, I actually do believe that Guild of Guardians could be the best mobile crypto game that I have experienced thus far. And it's an unfortunate thing for Theta Narita that the tokenomics really shot them in the foot from the day that they launched, because that game was also very fun. But as far as user interface, ease of access, you don't even know this is an NFT game when you're playing it. So that is the big thing. It was very easy to onboard and get into the action. So I would honestly say for the Web3 mobile experiences that Guild of Guardians would be the best mobile game experience that I have had on Web3 games to this point. It is downloadable for beta testers, so it is private beta at this moment, but you can actually get your hands on it via iOS or Android, and it's on test flight for iOS. As you know, Apple App Store sometimes combats NFT games. It's really hard to get your game on Apple App Store sometimes, especially if it has something to do with play to earn or NFTs, but they have it on the Test Flight App Store, which is a good indication that they'll be able to get this on the App Store eventually. And with their backing, I assume that they'll be able to get that done as well. So overall, very solid experience testing out Guild of Guardians. As you see here, I got that elixir. My characters are leveling up, as well as victory. We go back, it asked me for a download, so I believe I downloaded an update, upgraded my characters with some elixir after this, and really had a good time playing this game. I'll update more on some strategies whenever the game goes live. As you all know, I like to delve into the best strategies in every way. Gameplay, how to earn inside the game, NFT strategy, and all that good stuff. So we will update in the future on Guild of Guardians whenever the full game goes live. But I was happy to get my hands on the demo test and be able to play the game. It's a very smooth experience, and I highly recommend it if you are into the mobile gaming segment. So I'm going to go ahead and get out of here, guys. If you liked the video, be sure to drop a like on the video and subscribe for more NFT gaming content. I'll be back early week next week with another video. As always, keep hustling, stay bullish. Peace.